Tell me what song that is. I'll do it again. Hello, hello, hello. I like that song a lot. It has a nice meaning. Okay. We are live on the air waves. Okay. All right. I shared that. We Gucci. Dope. All right. Let's get into it. Shall we? All right. A lot of exciting things to talk about. And the first being that we have made some changes to the stream. Now, I made them 2 minutes ago, and I hope that they don't ultimately fuck anything up. I hope they only make things better. But let me explain what I did briefly. So, what you see, I use like Streamlabs and I use Restream and use all that stuff, but I didn't change any of that. I just changed some stuff like in Streamlabs here. So what you see is way over there is the chat from Restream. So like if you chat on Twitch or you chat on YouTube or Facebook, it'll all come in there. If you've been here before, you kind of know what that is. And then you see my screen right now. This is one of the views, and you see myself, right? Well, what I did was I have been streaming in 1080p, like the whole thing, everything that you see here, the whole box, like the whole canvas, I think the base canvas thing was 1080p. But what I did was I switched it over to 1440. Now, I am very bad when it comes to like resolutions and such, like just displays and all that sort of stuff. Like it gets very confusing to me because I never like properly learned it, I guess, or whatever. But I'm not super experienced is the point that I'm trying to make. But just to like kind of tie it all together, I'm looking at a 49-inch Samsung super ultra wide monitor, which has a resolution of 5160 by 1440 or something. I'm not sure of the length, but the width, but the height is definitely 1440. That's right? Yeah, it's got to be right. Point is, it's not a 4K monitor. Like people bullshit you and say it's like a 4K monitor. That's pretty sure that's not the case. If it says 1440, it's 1440, which is 1440 2K? I don't think it is. No, I don't know. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. The point is that is the resolution of this monitor. So I was like, well, let me try to make the thing bigger. Like, let me try to make the stream bigger. If I can do it, then I want to do it. Oops, I'm hitting the wrong button. And the whole point of this is that it probably doesn't look any different, but I want to just test it and see like if it goes onto YouTube at 1440, if it like actually says 1440, and then like if the stream looks at any better as far as quality goes. And also, I'm pretty sure like when I do it with the camera, like I don't actually record via the camera. The camera is just on, so the viewfinder is probably not like 4K or anything like close to it. So if it's obviously adequate, but that's just the point, is like it's confusing. You can obviously see it's confusing, but I just wanted to play with it, so we made some adjustments. Hopefully it works. Hopefully you can see it. Hopefully it's not even any different. I was just hoping for a slight increase in quality, so we'll see. But anyway, I did that, and the next thing that I did, well, that was just today, but like in the morning, I fixed the aux in my car, the aux thing that I talked about yesterday, that like it was kind of like messed up, and I don't know, like you had to jimmy it to get it to work anyway. But I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but I did fix it this morning. I was very happy about that because I don't like cars, but unless they're Teslas, that's a totally different story. But look at my IG story, and I have like a bunch, like the whole thing that I did like on there. The entire process and everything. So that was pretty cool. Next thing that I did was, today's Monday, so it's like the finance day, and it's like I go through and reconcile all my personal finance stuff, and then I also reconcile all the businesses stuff. So I've talked about this before. Like I go into personal finance, I go through all of this jazz, like about half of it, because some of it's like investments and stuff. But I do that, and then I come over here and go through each one of these businesses, and I do the QuickBooks, like the bookkeeping for each. There's really not a ton going on. I'm not trying to spend a lot of money and have to do a lot of things like that. And we're just starting to kind of like generate some revenue for some of these things. So it's not like a ton of work, but I have to do it every week just so I stay on top of it. So I do that. It wasn't really a big deal, but like one thing that I doesn't normally happen to me, one of these types of things. I have a Wells Fargo Propel card, and I don't really ever use it, but I just used it because we went out to the forest, and it's good for travel and like hotels. I paid, for a hotel with it. And I didn't realize that I have been out of PNC for months. I don't even know how long. And I still had my PNC account linked to that. So I thought it was going to be kind of like more annoying than it was, but like literally I didn't even have to verify my Ally Bank account when I, deleted the PNC and put the Ally in there. So that was kind of weird, but that was interesting. So I did that. So that was a potential boo-boo. But those are the types of things that like I'm normally like spot on with, and I guess I must have missed that one for some reason. I don't know how. But that type of shit, like I think about that all the time just because I'm a weirdo, I guess. And it's like there's probably a bunch of fucking people that have so many problems like with all that stuff. Like they just like randomly connect shit and then like they forget about it. Like this is ridiculously organized, I think. I mean, there's definitely people that are more organized. Definitely, I'm not saying I'm fucking god of organization, but what I'm saying is like I know there's definitely a lot of people that like they don't even know where the fuck their money is, and that's why like I love personal finance, because like it's so like you can make it so structured and so awesome, and then you ultimately get normally rewarded for that because you just take care of your fucking money. And I would love to help more people with that. I feel like money specifically is always like a wishy-washy topic. Because I think people get real weirded out over it, and they're like, they don't want you to know how much money they make or some sort of weird shit. But I don't, it's like, fuck it. I'm telling people, the stuff that I do and stuff like that, and I'd be more than happy to help anyone, with anything that I know, any knowledge that I could pass on. I try to do that. I'd like to do it more, but again, just doing too many things at once. So, but finances are dope. And that was kind of I like that. I do enjoy that part of my week. I enjoy all of it. Like I said, I don't hate Mondays. I think I said yesterday one of my points was I don't hate Mondays, and it was so funny because like multiple times today I saw shit like, oh, Mondays suck and stuff like that. It's like, fuck, man, you're doing it wrong. Like you're doing it wrong. So I'm trying to get people to see the light. I don't know. I'm not like I don't want to go crazy like that. That's just. But if I can share things with people, then that's what I want to do. So, next thing, also related to the finances, and this has been well overdue. So, in QuickBooks, I upgraded the FindIT Tech QuickBooks to the level where you can get like reoccurring invoices, and it's annoying because you have to pay more for it, but ultimately, like it's really ridiculously awesome. And for anybody that doesn't know, FindIT Tech is like a business that I have that I build the websites for. So technically when I build, you'll see in a second here, like the Mark Joseph Szymanski website and all this other stuff, like I'm technically building it through FindIT Tech. Like it goes on their portfolio because that was the first thing that I wanted to do was build websites. And then I'm like, well, I'm probably not going to just build websites. That's kind of silly because that's not really my personality type. Like I love it, but it's not going to be something that I, that I want to do forever. And it's not really something that like I just don't like doing that for other people because like I know what I want on a website and then other people don't, and it's hard for me to like communicate to that to them, and then it's really hard for me to justify the amount of time that I put into websites, based on the amount of money that I could be able to charge people. It's a long fucking story, but the point is that I do have a handful of clients that currently have sites with me, and with that, like I build the site, I got paid, but then I also host the site for them, and I do like a little bit of maintenance here and there with the stuff, and like if I have their domain and stuff like that, so there's a fee associated with that. So I was like, well, if I'm definitely not doing all this like manually, like especially if I continue to get more clients, so there's a recurring invoice thing where every year, currently year, but it should be monthly. I made that mistake when I got these clients, but You live and you learn. Basically what I did was I went into QuickBooks and I set up for the handful of clients that I have. I put in like a recurring invoice on the day that their annual service charge should be. So hopefully it hasn't actually, none of them have gone out yet, but hopefully here very soon I will see if it works where just on the day they just automatically get an email that says, hey, pay me. And hopefully that works. The other thing that I want to do, and I mentioned this, in this second part here. So my thoughts on QuickBooks overall and monthly stuff. If you're an entrepreneur, I would highly recommend like QuickBooks Online. I don't have any experience with anything else, but it's like amazing. And the other thing is you could probably get like something different though. Like there's something called Wave. I know it's free and it's like the same type of shit. So you probably get that. It's probably a similar experience. I like QuickBooks just because I started there and I was like, well, this is the staple. So I don't understand how anybody uses offline QuickBooks because that seems like that would suck ass to have to transfer information in and out. That sounds terrible. I love the online variant of it. Couple things though on the actual like FindIT Tech side and how that works. I should absolutely be charging monthly. Like it's stupid. And honestly, so think about it like this: when you sign up for like Netflix or something, like you don't have to remember to pay. Like they're gonna take their fucking money. Like you're gonna put your credit card in, you're gonna pay once, and then a month later you're gonna pay again. That is how I want these websites to be from now on. If I get new clients, I don't know if I'll ever convert the old clients over, but if I ever get new clients, it's literally going to be like, okay, you're going to give me the credit card information, or better yet, you're going to enter it somehow. I'll figure out how to do that. And then every month, I wouldn't bill annually. I bill monthly because you need to know that you're paying. Because I think that, I don't know for sure, but I think people are going to get upset when they, not upset, but like they're going to be like, there's a high likelihood that I don't like once a year payments because it like jumps up on you and like you have no idea that it's going to happen. So I think that monthly is definitely better, especially for something like this, and especially if I can make it like an automatic payment, that'd be dope. I really would enjoy that. And I know that I can do it technically. I just need to, get people to like sign off on, like, well, this is basically like a subscription to your hosting and making sure that your website is up. So put your credit card information in here, and every month it's going to get processed, and we'll send you a receipt, because that's something that you can do in there, and that's awesome. I'm very happy that is a thing that you can do. But yeah, so a couple other things forgot to put on there. I played some hockey, played 2 games. It's okay. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And I am, on that topic, I am trying to start to either play hockey or work out every single day. But today was day 1 and we played hockey, and tomorrow's gonna be day 2 and we're gonna play hockey, and Wednesday might be a hockey day as well. So maybe one day we'll get to the gym. I don't know. I have to figure out a good time slot. I still haven't done that. What else? I have a dentist appointment tomorrow. That's random as fuck, but I schedule my dentist appointments like every 6 months, like on the month before, like on the appointment before. So it's like just randomly jumps up on you. It's kind of funny. And I'll mention the FPP stickers should be here today, technically, because it's the 18th. So whenever they come, that'll be cool. And I'll try to get this giveaway thing going with the pop socket and some stickers and just all that jazz. Maybe I'll stick some stickers in random places around the city, but people won't know what the fuck it is, so it's funny. But yeah, they'll hopefully be cool. And the other thing, last thing really, is I spent most of the day, like I did the finance stuff, and it was probably like 12 or 1 o'clock, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna work hard on something. And I'm not regretting like not working on like FPP and AM and PM, because I have the footage and everything like that, and I have the files. I should do that, but again, it's basically been like a ritual to just do it on Tuesday and Wednesday. It's terrible. But regardless, I decided that I was going to work on something else, because I saw down here that I, obviously made this for myself, 831 markjosephszymanski.com. So I worked on markjosephszymanski.com for, honestly, probably 5 hours. So it doesn't look crazy different. Obviously the front is still most of the same. And I didn't do content work. I did stylistic work and stuff, because there was a lot of problems. And I'm doing this all from fucking scratch. when I say scratch, I'm not coding it, but I'm doing it basically from scratch, like in like drag and drop, like Elementor, WordPress. I mean, that's nuanced if you don't know what that is, but just know that like this isn't really a template. Like these are like almost like widget type things. You bring in like a video, you bring in like buttons and all that shit. But like I'm not coding it, but like I made this fucking thing. Like I made it with other things in mind, like other styles. Obviously, this doesn't look groundbreaking by any means, but it looks good in my opinion. And like I did some things like today, like this is one of my proudest achievements. So like it's a nice little thing up here, right? Like the menu is like all nice and what do you call it? Like just there's transparency to it, right? And then but it's white. So I'm gonna just explain like the most ridiculousness. So like it's white, right? So like, well, I wanted this. I wanted, the black on red and like the signature black on red. And you would not believe how like it's not difficult to do that, but like that's not an easy thing where you just click 2 buttons. So I had to do some CSS work and stuff like that, which again, if you're not familiar with it, it's not important, but it's like the styling of the website and like a little bit of coding there. So I'm very happy with the way that I was able to kind of like, make this out to be and stuff like that. And also, I'm gonna try something real quick because I actually don't think that did that work? Yeah, that did work. Yeah, because there was a couple pieces. There must have been a couple pieces that were cached, which is a pain in the ass. Caching is so fucking dumb. Like it's awesome because like it makes your site faster, but like yeah, I don't know. I haven't gotten to that point yet in my career, but there's a little bit of drop shadow there and stuff like that. I like it. I think it's pretty dope. It's coming along. So header and everything like that. And I'll just take you through this kind of step by step here. I did it the other day, but I'm working on it. So we're going to talk about it. Things like, the headers and the styling and stuff like that. I try to make it a little more consistent. It's definitely not done. I hate this picture. This is kind of stupid, but the way that you want to kind of style a homepage is, obviously like an overview of everything you have. And like, this will probably link out to one of the links here, like my story. I love this thing. Stole it straight from Gary Vee. This is awesome. This idea here where you have like this, tells you like all your social things. And, obviously repping again everywhere. Mark J. Szymanski. So proud of that. And then down here, this is obviously a copy of the other thing right now because I don't necessarily know what to do with the sections here. So we are working on it. And let's go through a couple of these things. So these are the big things that I kind of did. So I wanted to make everything look consistent and, across the site because I can't stand when things are like really messed up. And I kind of did that. So I have this like, I don't know what you would call this. I would say like 33%, maybe. I'm not sure, almost like half or whatever, like header thing up here. And the picture is the same on all the pages that we're going to see, but it'll change. So you have like my story and that's the page. And I literally built this Wikipedia page. I've shown this before on the stream. I love this thing though. This is awesome. Literally again, just kind of built it based off of Wikipedia stuff and kind of have the facts and everything over here. Which actually, I don't know. I'm thinking ahead here in the stream, but like there's obviously this is called lorem ipsum text. This is just filler shit. It's not another language. It's just bullshit. So I need to obviously put a lot of effort into the content here and everything like that to actually make this something, but I really like it personally. I think it's kind of cool. There's like problems like this where because I did all that CSS work, I need to kind of fix some of that stuff, but all in due time. And then if you click on facts about me, this is complete garbage right now, but like this is something that I thought was important and I don't know how to really integrate it well. I really like this idea because I have a lot of things that I think are unique about me. I think obviously everyone does, but I think things that like, just like you can just see like off the top here, like 8 hours of sleep, whatever. I don't use caffeine. I don't drink coffee. I don't drink pop. I don't like very rarely, very, very rarely do I ever ingest caffeine. I've never smoked. I don't take pain medication. I do my absolute best to never take pain medication. I've never drank alcohol. I don't watch TV. I don't read. Other shit like that. So I don't know. I just like all that stuff. I like this thing because I think if anybody did something like this, like if anybody sits down, writes a header that says facts about me and then lists off a bunch of stuff, like you just learn a lot about people, and you can kind of like start to like put together, maybe like the type of person that you are, or the type of things that you might be good at, or this, that, and the other thing, or the way that, the ways that you'll find things about yourself. Like, well, if I don't like to read, then maybe I'm like really good at learning from like video and experience and stuff like that. It's me. So I just like this. I like documenting the shit that happens in my life and the person that I am. So something to this degree, I don't know. And then, this is, I'm just psyched so much about this. Again, none of this is done, but I want all this to be fucking done. The reason that I'm holding up on this, because like I tried to do this like exactly how it is here, and this was just a pain in the ass because like I had to download the picture and then I like copied and pasted this, and it was just a real pain. There's an easier way to do it, but it might cost money, and I just haven't looked into it enough yet to justify it. So this will be awesome though. As soon as this fucking page is done, I am going to post this everywhere multiple times, and I'm going to explain what it is, and I'm going to make a video on the setup specifically and a bunch of other things. Like I'm going to talk about like the whole desk setup here and everything that we have, and then I'm going to definitely talk about this podcast setup. I need to do that one sooner than later because there's a bunch of people that are making podcasts, and I have one of the coolest setups. This is biased, but one of the coolest setups that I could imagine somebody having that wants to be able to like travel and do like up to 4-person podcast. It's fucking dope if you have the money for it. And it's not that expensive in my opinion. It was like, I don't know, $2,000 with the camera. So again, you use your phone or some shit, but I really need to make that video, and this page needs to get done because this is dope. I've always wanted something like this because I just love to track the things that I have, and I love to share what I have with people, and I love to make money from people clicking these links and buying shit on Amazon. So appreciate that in advance. This one, not nearly done, obviously, but I kind of wanted, so we have this one here. We have MJS Industries, which is our parent company that owns all the other businesses here. So, like all these other things, all these other businesses that we are working on. And I wanted this page to just be like a small section of it because I don't want, this page is about me. Like this website is me, right? Like it's Mark Joe Szymanski, but I don't want it to be like crazy into all these other things because like technically the things that like anything MJS is going to be in this category here. And like it's just a weird thing. I like the separation. I like the structure to it. They're all intertwined to some degree because they're me, but they're not like all the same thing, and they're not like all. I need to keep the separation. I need to keep some sort of like barrier and stuff like that, and structure all this because if not, it's a whole fuck fest. So I want to mention like this being like a biography and stuff of what I do. Like I want to mention obviously these other things that I have, but I don't want to like go into crazy depth, and I don't want to have like, I don't know, a bunch of other kind of shit going on. So, because, and another thing too is like I literally have, I don't have them right now, but I have business cards. They're somewhere. They're on my Instagram story. You can see them on the highlights. But like I have a business card, right? And it's like, it's a red background, MJS, and then on the background in the back it has like my contact information, and it just says entrepreneur. Now that's not the greatest business card in the world, but I think it's fine for now. But the point is like I need to get better at explaining what I do. I talk about that in this video on the home screen. And I need like a place where if you're interested in me, because this website gets clicks already, like probably gets clicks from Instagram and stuff like that. I think I saw a 25 number. That was probably either that might have been in the last week. I don't know, as far as like traffic goes. But regardless, the point being, I need to get better at explaining like what exactly it is that I do. And it's because I do a lot of shit. Like I own this parent company, and then this parent company owns all these other companies. And Szymanski Media is everything I do for MJS, and it's gonna be like any affiliate marketing I do, any public speaking I do, any of the video revenue that's on the MJS channel, all that's there. This Fuel by Progress is clothing and the podcast. FindIT Tech is websites and any digital marketing stuff. Zenith Properties Group is not even really a thing right now, but it will be property management and such. AM and the PM is going to be the podcast, and then also like anything else that we kind of do with that. So maybe like some merch or some shit. That's like has the least amount of revenue streams, but like I thought it was important because like if we're going to do it, we got to commit to that. So, but yeah, so that is that page. That's not nearly done, but is important. And then I love this. So like, I put this tab up here. It says, these are for you. Now, if I'm coming to this website, right, and like you see it and I think like it's okay looking at least, right? Like, I mean, it's definitely respectable. And then you see a tab up here that says, these are for you. I'm going to be very like, I think I'd be very like inclined to like at least see what this is. So the blog has not been touched in a long time. You can see like these were like very old things. And I still think that these are pretty good, but like I would need to blog more if I'm going to be serious about this, which I plan to do maybe from time to time. And I don't know, just I'm not much of I don't like to write that much. Become much more of a video guy. But so you have blog though, and then you have courses, which there's obviously none here yet, but I have minimum 5 ideas for courses of some sort. I don't know if they're gonna be monetized. I don't know this, that, but like I'm talking like packets of information that to a specific subject that you can, that I would be able to put on here and either sell or just have people, give information for or something like that. So that's exciting. And then this one's awesome. I just love this one. Wallpapers. I fucking love this. This is so dope. I rock, let's see. I rock this one, which is not on there yet, but it's just the MJS. And then on the inside, I do, oh Jesus, what the hell is that? I do take a breath. Oh, can't barely see that. There you go. So I do this one. Because so all of these things, like I did this a long time ago, and that's when I just started. And like I need to change a lot of this stuff because I don't use this MS branding anymore. I use either this logo or my actual MJS signature, but but this is like the beginning of this. And I just love silly shit like this that's like so cool, and like I don't know, it just means something to me. Like I don't care if you don't like it, but it just means a lot to me. So like these are all things, I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to go on a soapbox here for a second. These are all things that like kind of like I've gone through, but like just really feel passionately about. Like I just sat down one day and I just created all these things, and I was like, I can explain them right now, but like and I'm just going to explain them. But the point is, like, when you see these, I hope that one of these types of things could resonate with people, because it's not just like my fucking name, like I'm putting that on there, but like, and again, this is another idea. I gotta be honest with the things and give credit where credit is due. I stole this idea from Gary Vee as well. Like, I'm sure other people have it, but like, excuse me, like, he has like a website, obviously, and he has like wallpapers on there. And this is kind of like a very similar idea. Plan to expand, but again, that's the kind of thing. You steal the ideas and then you iterate, and then boom, you have something that's your own. So anyway, though, enjoy the ride. That's fucking vital. You have to do that in your life. If you don't enjoy it, what the fuck are you doing? Authenticity above all. I love that. Triple A's there. I really like the way that one looks and feels. And again, like, I mean, some of these images, they're just like off Canva. They're just like, filler, whatever images. But I really like the way some of them look, and I truly stand by the messages. So like, why quit now? Like, you've come this far or whatever, like, the fuck, like, I still feel that one every day. Like I quit my job and I'm doing this. Like, well, what the fuck, why quit now? The only thing in your way is you. That's huge. That's very important. That was very important when I was in that position. And this is when I created them, so it has a lot to do with that. But like, the only thing in your way is you. Like, the only reason I wasn't leaving was because I was scared that I, couldn't do something or, amount to something on my own. This one's huge now, and that's why it's probably still on my thing, is because like, I think subliminally, like, this is really important. Like, sometimes I just work so hard, and I'm not like fucking hyping myself up. I'm just saying, like, it's important to do all these things and like, grind and shit like that, but it's also important to like breathe and just know that it's going to be okay. So that's why I have that one. This one was fucking really important. I don't actually care for necessarily the way this looks, but people can't listen until you start talking. Like, I mean, now I'm talking every fucking day. You know, like it's like I was so scared to make content or do anything when I had a boss, because like, oh my God, they're gonna think that I'm like quitting they're gonna think that I want to leave, or they're gonna like judge me for the shit that I have to say. Like, you gotta go in there every day and be like, oh, I saw your shit on Facebook. Like, fuck, you know, fuck that. So, but this is huge. Like, this is like, I've never thought of something. I've never like had like something like this like reign so true. It's like, you are literally not gonna go anywhere until you start, is effectively what that's saying. And like, you know, people can't listen if you had shit to say. People people might not listen if you start. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard enough to get people to listen when you are talking, but when you don't even fucking start, absolutely ridiculous. Like, you there's no way, right? I mean, you got to start. Keep going. This was like a really cool one. I like that. That is, I don't know. I mean, it's just, these are kind of synonymous, and it's just like, it was keep going when I was working and I wanted to get to the point where I could get out. And now it's keep going just because, like, well, fuck, you already started and you are having fun, so just keep fucking going. This one's huge. Fix yourself before you fix others. I really like the imagery there. That was nice. I felt like that was kind of like a little bit of plaster work, slightly. It's kind of just a weird wall design probably, but I don't know. I just fucking like that one too. I feel strongly about that. You can't, like, in a relationship, you can't love people until you love yourself. It's hard to get into any sort of a relationship with a person, or really just build it's hard. You can't build other people up until you have your shit in place. I'm such a firm believer of that. I think I'm just going to stick with that. People try to knock me off that shit and say like, oh, you got to love you gotta like help everyone. It's like, yeah, I don't disagree with that. But if you are in a terrible place, you helping other people is only going to be detrimental. So don't even fucking do that. Fix yourself first. That's why that says that. Find your fuel. I have a love-hate relationship with that. That's kind of the slogan for Fuel by Progress, but it also doesn't make any fucking sense. Because, like, you should be fueled by progress, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the fuel. But I like it. I thought of it and I was like, you know, find your fuel. It sounds cool. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So I don't know. This one is very interesting, and probably one of the least understood ones, I would say. I don't know if anybody's ever tried to understand these, but this is probably like the least understood. So this means that like, when you're in a place where I liken it to like hockey, and I liken it to, there used to be times in my life. How you doing, Craig Shay Shay? There used to be times in my life where I would feel the need that, like, I was feeling like down or whatever, and I was feeling like tired or something at work or some shit, and it was like, okay, I'm just like in this like very, you know, mellow state, and it's like, well, I have to get something done, and it's like, all right, well, I'm just gonna do it. So I just like flip a switch in my mind, and then I just go off. I know specifically, like, when I'm like working at the restaurant sometimes, like, you know, it's like you're fucking tired, you've been on your feet all day, and it's like, okay, well, we just need to do this and we can get to the next step, like leave or whatever, you know, whatever, something silly like that. And it's just like flip the switch and just go and do it. So yeah, I am terrific. Thank you, Cray Cray. But yeah, so that's what that means. And it just means like when you need to get shit done, you just flip the switch, you just do it. And no matter how bad today gets, tomorrow's a new day. I mean, that one's self-explanatory, but that, I don't know. I really like the imagery that I used in some of these. And I said, you know, like I said, some of them they're definitely going to get all changed to some degree, because this MS thing is definitely coming off of all of them. But I plan on doing those. I have MJS ones. I have mobile here, so I actually have a huge MJS wallpaper on this fucking huge screen here. So at some point I'll probably have like desktop wallpapers for like, you know, 4K, and then also like ultra wide or some shit. Just like whatever I have. just because I think that'd be cool. But I'm definitely going to do more of these if I, when I devote some time to doing it, because I do enjoy this, and I think we could have some pretty cool stuff. So I don't know. We will see. I was really into this. I think this is Bebas font, and I'm not sure what this one is, but I don't know. We're more of a Montserrat. I don't know how to say that, but that's the font that we use now. So we shall see. But that's the wallpapers. That's dope. Interested in that. Hopefully we continue to do some more of those. And then, so Let's Talk is just, like your general contact thing. And I need to work on it a little bit because, like the subject, which is weird. Why the fuck is that doing that? I don't know. That's strange. I don't like that. But the subject is something that's interesting to me. Like I would love to business consult. Would love it 100%. Like I know a fuck ton about how to start a business, how to, and like I feel such like a dickhead when I say that, because like I haven't really made any money yet. I'm not like I don't know, successful by that measure. I have made money in FindIT Tech and stuff, and like a little bit here and there with these things, but like that's just kind of like the lay of the land right now. But I would love to business consult for people. Like if people wanted like ideas on how to start a business, like I have one of those courses. I'm interested to do like, how to start a business 101 type thing. I would love to speak about stuff that I know about, like things that are pertinent. So maybe that, and then maybe some other things. I'm not sure. Or if anybody just wants to, ask a general question. So I got to work on this a little bit, but it's coming along. And then we got this search that's terrible. I got to do something about that. And then, so this is interesting. So some random garbage, 404. I love it. I'm looking at this. I love this. You're lost, bud. This is actually the font that's used in my logo. And then, just you're lost, bud. So I don't know. I kind of feel just like making it like one big red screen, like without even the top and the bottom on it. But I really like the way that looks personally. It's like it was the MJS, but you fucked up, and it's like, you're lost. So I like that. That's cool. Played around with that a little bit. I got a lot of work to do still, obviously. But a lot of content to fill in. But I am posting pretty much every day on all this other stuff. So, well, not Twitter. Let's go through this real quick. So, like, I do on Facebook a ton, Instagram a good bit, LinkedIn, like semi-regularly. Like, I was doing it way more, and then I kind of slowed down. Snapchat I really don't use, like, pretty much at all. I'm not sure why it's on here. It might get replaced one day. YouTube I'm trying to be huge on, obviously, with all this stuff. Twitter is like little, like it says here, like one-liners that, that I just come to my head, and just things that I, wanna like share with people. Nobody fucking follows me on Twitter, so maybe go follow me on Twitter. Here you go. Oh, yeah, go follow me on Twitter. But Twitch, we stream this to Twitch every night, obviously, hence the bots. But I would love to actually do a little bit of gaming content on there, and then I'd like to use TikTok more, but I just don't. Although it's Chinese spyware, so I don't know. But the one thing about this is these are like font awesome icons, like the actual icons in there, and they didn't have TikTok for the longest time, and I think the new version of Font Awesome has TikToks, but I don't think Elementor upgraded yet. So just a random thing that I was thinking about as I was doing this today, and I didn't even look into. But other than that, though, that was kind of the day. We did a lot of this stuff. We worked on a lot of these. I'm very excited, like I said, for all this stuff. We just need to keep working and just keep getting it done. But yeah, so this is dope. Really happy about it. Tomorrow, I need to, I guess at this point, desperately work on the FBP. I just feel like an asshole though, because like I made that deadline for myself, and I don't know like if it was actually like a good deadline to make, because I got to do these clips. Like I got to get up to date with the clips, and then I have to continue to do the clips each episode. So that's just gonna be a pain in the ass. And specifically meaning, why didn't that post to fucking Facebook? God damn it. Specifically because it is like the clips take up a lot of time and stuff like that to do the extra stuff, and like I'm behind, so I probably should have like been working on that today, but shit happens. I'm one person, so it's all good. But that's pretty much it. I'm sleepy. I'm gonna go and take a nap, and yeah. So other than that, tomorrow should be like an FBP type of day. Working on the episode, maybe working on some clips, and hopefully getting it done quite early so we can have everything up and ready. Yeah, but we're coming along here. We're gonna start promoting some of this stuff very soon. If we ever get out of the the rat race of just doing this stuff, because we keep having ideas and we're implementing on them, and it's going well. Excited. I think that this stream is a massive success. Definitely not by the number of viewers, but by like the sheer like reasoning for it. I think that it's going to be great that I consistently try to put out this content and try to refine it as much as I can as I go. But yeah, so I'm tired though. Thank you guys so much for watching. Really appreciate it, and I will talk to you tomorrow.